Hey guys, just two things really quick before we get into the video. The first is that we have the 1v1 tournament registration still running. They are active until the end of the month, that is July, and it's going to be a completely different one from everything you've seen so far. We hope to bring some fun back to the game. The whole point of it is you just need to have a 1 star against your opponent that you're going to be facing against, and you just need to aim for the highest destruction without getting the town hall. So we hope it brings back a little bit of fun, and we really hope that if you are participating already, you do enjoy it. But we still have a few slots left, and there are still a few days left. So come over, join the Discord link below if you haven't registered already, and yeah, it's just going to be a fun time. So the second thing I wanted to talk about is the game is becoming very stale for me. So while I don't plan on stopping making videos, I do want to still bring some fun attacks to you guys, which people don't really use. And you guys know I really don't like spam. But at the same time, all of these meta attacks have also started becoming boring. So I'm going to try to keep it like slightly more variety content going forward. But I hope to bring forward some attacks that are still very unusual, but at the same time fun. So yeah, just a little update over there, I guess, regarding how I'm feeling about the game and what my plans are going forward with the channel. So that's about it. Let's just get right into this final Zap Lalo tutorial that I have for you guys this season. Maybe I'll pick it up some other season, at least until things are this way in the meta, but for the time being, this will be my last one in a bit. Yeah, that's about it. Just hope you guys enjoy. Alright, first base over here, we've got this very unusual, like kind of like Inferno Island style of base, and we have a double invis core. It is mostly protecting the defenses around it. I'm not sure what the exact point is, but yeah, over here it is like just a lot of heavy defenses waiting for us in the core, and it's honestly very difficult to access. So we have a work cut out for us. And you're probably wondering how you'll even access the core on this one. And honestly, it is possible to get your heroes into the core. So one way that you can probably see this happening is I just noticed off the bat like there is a flame finger weakness on the bottom over here. I just need to remove this archer tower and that entire bottom half is just gone. So that is a good point that we can begin with, you could say. And basically, sure, in order to get to the core over here, you'll notice what I start doing. So we've got a flame finger moving, and you'll notice how I'm trying to create this funnel to like remove some of these areas over here. And I just want to propel both my king as well as my queen to the core, and I'll even go to the extent of sacrificing one hound and like four of my balloons over here just to get rid of those defenses and remove this entire area. And the only reason I've done this is to just force my king and my queen to stay just that much more towards the core. And you'll see my second wall breaker does indeed reach this little area over here. So I have gone to the extent of literally sacrificing one of my hounds with a few loons just to break that wall all the way in the center and ensure that my heroes do in fact go to the core instead of coming back out after dealing with that single inferno. So yeah, just a little bit of insurance so that I can absolutely ensure that my king and my queen will go to the core and they will actually try to beat on this wall even if my wall breaker doesn't make it to the core in time. And you'll see like I've just dedicated a rage spell over here because my queen will have to pop her ability to punch through that damage. My king is going to die soon and I'm not waiting too much longer. You can see I've started my royal champion as well already at the top over here. Queen barely manages to clutch the town hall kill, and look at that, we've got a very nice path waiting for us. The flame flinger has taken out most of this bottom area. The king and queen, with the help of that one hound and a few balloons, they managed to like more or less clear the entire core over there. So only the enemy queen is left. I didn't notice that because I was focused on, you'll see what happens over here. So all I have to do is just rotate my Lalo around, right? It looks so simple. Like I can just save my warden ability for this area. Maybe it's just a lot of heavy air damage, but the moment I start deploying my Lalo, you'll see it is completely trapped up over there. So that's obviously quite crazy. I did not I was not expecting that at all, and my royal champion was forced to go to ability as a result of it. So that's the only reason I probably missed catching some headhunters to go for the enemy queen in this round, but it's going to be a relatively easy rotation around the base. There's not much resistance, it's just this one scatter shot, but you can see how I'm trying to have my loons kind of like spread around the rest of the base. It's just one hound that I sacrificed, not even too many balloons. So honestly, we should still be okay over here. And yeah, we have that one free spell coming in clutch. Our flame fling also doing damage as well. So honestly, not much that can be done to defend against what is left at this point. So yeah, just a little interesting sacrifice that we made over there to push our heroes into the core, and just ensure that we don't have to like use a blimp on this one, despite of it being a core town hall. We got rid of the invisible towers, we get rid of the CC, and we get rid of most of those enemy heroes as well waiting for us in the core along with the town hall itself. So honestly, a very good setup. The zaps were used on literally just a monolith and the invisible tower on this one. It wouldn't have mattered what I zapped. I just took out something on the opposite side of where my heroes were entering, and that was about it. It was just an easy rotation from over there. So you can be very flexible with it. So you'll see another kind of on the fly attack that I do. So like on the fly phase of the attack that I managed to do in the next replay. You'll see what I'm talking about soon. Right, so this base style is also very popular, you could say, where we have like isolated infernos again over here, and we have two dense cores. One is very ground heavy over here, and it's also got the poison just waiting for us. And then we have our air heavy core right over here. And just one peculiarity about bases like this is I just like noticed like you can get your queen in over here and get the town hall. So sure, it looks intimidating. There's an enemy king, there's the monolith as well. But I want to still get my queen in there, and it is possible to do so. I still want to make sure that she gets the value that she can get, and we have the spells as well. Unlike most people who do Zap Lalo, don't forget, we have a skeleton spell in this army composition, and we can still make complete use of it. So as for rotating on this base, like how we want to do it, you will see it is an easy pickup for our zaps over here. We can easily remove most of that rage core. Notice how I've placed my earthquake as well because there are no builder huts healing up that rage core as well. So the scatter shot and the archer tower over here remain damaged, and I've also made sure to not make the town hall wake up, so that buys my heroes just a little more time to close in on them. So that's about it. Very simple sui from here going forward. I just need to get my king over here, clear this corner, and that allows my queen to rotate around. And yeah, the king will also grab the enemy royal champion. And you'll see over here, I'm saving onto my tanks, that is my giant and my ice golem over here, as well as my skeleton spell. So honestly, my king can go to Phoenix. I still have the skeleton spell as well to tank for me. And yeah, my queen will be safe over here. Not much to think about. You see, I'll add also like two balloons over here just as a precaution, because these monoliths usually have ground skeletons around them, and these balloons do not care about them whatsoever. So even if like one or two balloons manage to get ahead of the queen while she's dealing with the ground skeletons, she will pick up that monolith just like that, no problem. She literally took no damage. And this is the on the fly thing I was talking about. The enemy royal champion was actually protecting this multi-inferno over here, but the king quickly went in and grabbed her and came out all the way out over here. So he grabbed that ground expo, he grabbed the enemy royal champion, and you'll see what I'm doing over here. I'm not waiting for my queen to grab the value that she can. I'm getting started with my Lalo. Royal champion, one hound, a few loons. Just go ahead and get started. And you see, I've popped my queen as well. Just made sure that I can clear most of this area quickly enough so as to push my queen faster towards the end, the town hall. And you know how it is with the heal tome. Like you don't have much of a health pool, so I just popped it early, and my royal champions hogs also were like released anyway. So why not like just get a rage going on the few major air threats that are left on this base, and our Lalo can easily handle the rest. It's just these air defenses and this multi inferno over here. But other than that, it is really not a problem. We have so many balloons. You can see all of them like kind of coming in from everywhere. I sadly didn't place this haste correctly. Like I should say optimally. I'm not going to say correctly. I'm going to say optimally. But you can see it is slowly but surely coming down. And more importantly, I managed to save my queen, and she is going to go right into cleanup. So yeah, um, not much, not much to it. Just need to keep you just have to like take advantage of the fact that you can cross tank so well between your heroes and your Lalo. And I'm not waiting for my queen to like come do a complete sui dive over here. I'm trying to save her. I'm trying to cross tank with her so that my balloons can just my balloons, my hound, my royal champion, all of these guys, they can just get that much more help from cross tanking. And you need to learn to start at the right time. So you will notice like I am just trying to have my heroes go in one after another with the Lalo such that each of them are able to do their part, and you'll notice the timing of the way I do things as well. It is just necessary for Lalo to work. So yeah, let's just do two more attacks like this where I walk you guys through some examples of like how you can just easily execute Zap Lalo on a lot of bases. And yeah, we just call this one a wrap. So yeah, two more. Let's do it. This is also a very popular base that has been popping up quite a bit lately. It's just that this spell tower, you might find it as a rage tower instead of a poison tower. It's just like a set of bases that you find as you keep climbing Legend League. It is very rare that you'll find a new base, and you just have to keep usually dealing with the same types of bases. People, it's like it goes like minus 280 one day, and then every day after that it goes like 320 on defense. So you're forced to keep changing bases. It's just amongst the set of bases. It's very very difficult to push. But yeah, enough about that. Let's just talk about the base and like how we can probably deal with it over here. So off the bat, I just noticed that you know what, I can actually probably push some heroes into the town hall over here. It looks a little difficult, but it is very very possible. And not only that, there is another tiny trick that I can probably use over here. It's that I can use my zap spells to not help my heroes in this situation, but maybe I can use my zap spells to set up a siege machine. So, for instance, I can zap out this little cluster over here. Most importantly, I'm aiming for that X-bow. And if I can get a flame flinger to go in from somewhere like around the top of the base over here, I'll be able to grab out the ricochet cannon and the single inferno over here. So it's honestly a huge help if I'll be able to do that. And actually, that's at least what I was going for. So you'll see the zaps come in over here. 6 zaps used, not all 7. And you can see I'm just taking some time to can think of how I can consider even dropping a flame fling in that area. And you'll see what I've decided to go with. I'm going to use a baby dragon. It's going to create a funnel anyway. And I'll just take some help from a sneaky goblin as well. And that baby dragon perfectly timed for me just long enough to get this flame finger started. And you'll see very very naturally, because this mortar would be the next problem, the king is actually going to take that funnel point and start coming down over here. You'll also notice how I started my queen early with a giant in front just in case there were Teslas over there. So yeah, very very simple start over here to our attack once again. And I've also dropped the skeleton spell right away. So you'll notice like I'm just going for these wall intersections. Sadly it didn't work out. I think, I'm not sure. Either way, looks like the king doesn't know where to go next, so he's just gonna beat the wall. And I'm trying to deploy my wall breaker such that I can give my king access to the core, and you can see it perfectly worked out. So we broke like this wall first, and then we managed to break the second wall to the single inferno. And because his giant gauntlet is about to run out, I just gave him a rage spell as well. Worth it. He got the enemy royal champion, and he got the town hall right over there as well. So we've managed to nicely set this up over here. We have our zap spells removing this cluster with the X-bow, and we have our flame flinger kind of like developing on top of that. Not only that, but we managed to push our king into the town hall compartment, because like you have to start your queen early. Once again, the whole point of that cross tanking and timing it well, it just comes in over here again. Like you can see it very very clearly. So I realized like my queen really can't do much more. I'm just gonna pop her ability. She will probably die over here. There's not much I can do. There's no point in starting the Lalo early. There's honestly no point in starting the Lalo early. Like she is done for. There's nothing I can really do to protect her other than maybe trying to save her using the warden ability. But that is the gist of it. So yeah, once again an early warden ability pop over here just to push through the enemy queen, these ice columns that will be freezing everything up because my royal champion is there. But you know what, it's a good trade-off. The healers I have now transferred to my royal champion. And what threats are even left? It was only this multi-archer tower waiting over here. That was the only threat for the Lalo. Okay, yeah, the scatter shot and the multi-archer tower over there. But what is even left? I literally just dropped all of my other loons that were there, and there was no town hall to deal with. There were no other enemy heroes to deal with. There was nothing. There was nothing for me to deal with. Just quickly rush the entire rest of the base with the help of that haste spell. You have your royal champion with her ability as well. You protected her so well. You got the hound. You got the headhunters in your warden ability. What more is even needed? Just sprinkle in balloons all over the base, and you will easily be able to envelop the last few threats. They will be overwhelmed. There's nothing they're going to be able to do. Everything is single targeting defenses. Those air defenses are all along the border. You can easily deploy your last one or two hounds. Even if you've got like one hound in the warden ability, just follow it up with more loons. It's that simple. It's really, really that simple. You just need to learn to kind of like break the base down in terms of where you want to zap, and you should be able to push your heroes in the directions that you want them to. So just get a hang of the timing, just practice it a little bit, and you will smash bases left, right, and center. Last replay for you guys. Let's just get right into it. Another very popular style of base, I'm sure you guys have seen this. If you're following the esports scene, I'm sure you guys have seen this. Again, it's a very common base that you find out there. It's just variations of more or less the same styles. There's not much to it, guys. And still, I'm gonna talk about it, but I think that's also a reason for what I talked about at the very start of the video, where I'm gonna try to bring like more variety content. I'm not gonna try to stick to the same army for the entire Legend League season. I'm going to try to keep switching it around. I'm gonna try to just keep it fun for myself and hopefully for you guys too. And that will give me more motivation to just at least keep posting content for this game and playing it. So again, over here it's a very simple setup. So obviously we need to consider zapping or something in this core. It's just too much of damage for us to deal with, not to mention these sweepers protecting the entire rage core. So laloing through that core is practically impossible, and we need to consider some way that we can reduce it. And it should be fairly obvious that we can reduce the threats by going for this little cluster over here: a multi archer tower, a multi inferno, and the rage tower itself. So now that we've made a hole over here, you can see how to naturally build upon it. I'm just thinking of how to allocate my heroes to individually take out the remainder compartments around that hole. So you can see how I've dedicated my king. He is in charge of the scatter shot. And my queen, it may seem like, what are you doing, man? Why are you going for this ground expo? But you're missing the point, guys. Like, there's the enemy royal champion as well over there. So I just, that is the primary purpose. Like, I'm just doing it such that I can use my queen to get the enemy royal champion out of the way. Anything else is a cherry on top. Not to mention, while the king was getting ready to go to Phoenix ability, I started my royal champion. Once again, that whole thing about cross tanking, I'm telling you guys, it is very important. My royal champion has taken practically no damage over here. And guess what? It's time to start the Lalo right on cue. So as the royal champion has cleared that little funnel to easily have these guys go in like this, um, we're just gonna get our final few things needed: that hound over here, the headhunters over here, and that blimp to go for the town hall. What more do you even need? Like, it's literally this simple. We managed to catch everybody beautifully in our warden ability, and yeah, we're just gonna haste our balloons into the area. Sadly, there was a bait over here that pushed everybody outside. There were some Teslas, so it took a while, but doesn't matter for us Lalo guys, because we can easily spare a few loans over here and cut that funnel quickly to ensure that we can push everybody back to the core. And look at that. So it's really that simple. Another point I guess I missed talking about is when you use a blimp, look at the coverage. So I've dropped the blimp over here and I've covered the rage such that it only barely covers the town hall drop point. I'm still trying to keep more spell towards the lagging defenses over here. Like, look at this one balloon. Even if you get like one or two balloons in that rage, it's completely destroyed. Literally, as soon as I unpause this replay, it's like that multi archer tower, just one balloon and a rage completely destroyed it. So that is just how important it is. Like, imagine if there was a few red bombs in this area. Like, you can see one red bomb literally hitting this balloon, and like all of these guys, right? Imagine if they hit like a barrage of red bombs as they come back, making their way towards this monolith. It's just small things like that. So just keep a track of the small tips, like cross tanking between your heroes and your Lalo, understanding the importance of probably considering like taking down one enemy hero which can target your Lalo with your Sui dive, and most importantly, being able to funnel your heroes into the correct places so that they can get the value that they should for your Lalo to work. After that, it's just full auto. It is just spam. It is just literally just keep spamming. It is very similar to how you might consider executing root rider attacks. Like if you've seen like some pros do it. Um, the only exception is that because we have balloons instead of like root riders, where you have to dump all of them in one spot, you can easily make funnels. Like a perfect example was how we dropped some balloons over here to push these balloons back into the core like this. So that was super helpful. It was all we needed to demolish the entire core, and what was left on the back end was not a threat for the Lalo. We probably sprinkled like a total of 12 to 15 loans, and we got it all down easy peasy. So yeah, that's about it. Um that's a Zaplalo tutorial again for you guys, and I think that'll be the last one I do for this season. I might do one more before the season ends, but I'm not too sure just yet, guys. So just do bear with me. I really do want to try out some uncommon armies and hopefully bring some content around that to you guys. I just want to keep this channel still attack focused, and I want to keep it fun. So yeah, I hope you guys do support me that way. And that's about it. Take care, guys. Peace. I'll see you guys in the next one.